Good evening, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of our episode today. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching here live on Twitch, we welcome you back to another episode of The Guys Who Stare at Stats. I'm Cade Kennedy. I'm joined today by JD Eddy, one of my friends here at Northwestern. We were going to have Connor Gray on. We don't know where he is currently, but we will maybe see him, maybe not. I have no idea. This occasionally happens. Sometimes we get people busy with other things, but we've got to start it with the important question of the day. As we start every show, I know this is a new thing for you, JD, since we've been on. JD, How are you doing today?
Straight vibing, man.
There you go.
I'm out here.
You're out here.
I'm munching on some chicken nuggets.
You got some chicken nuggies. You're doing good.
I didn't expect you to say anything. I was just kind of like...
You're just kind of expecting me to start the show.
Yeah, I expect you to start the show, and then you switch right to me, and I'm over here just cotton 4K.
Yeah, this is a new gimmick not gimmick. This is a new intro we've added to the show since the summer, basically. But
okay.
Yeah, but we do move into our first news story of the day. Really, our only big news story, football-wise. Mike Tomlin confirming that, indeed, Mitch Trubisky will be the starting quarterback of the Steelers. Kenny Pickett will be the backup. Mason Rudolph will be the third string.
What? Mason Rudolph's the third?
I know.
Darn it. I feel so bad.
Listen, I'm happy. This is the first, and I believe the only pro-OU show we've ever done on this broadcast, so I'm not trapped with Oklahoma State people and have to be respectful about Mason Rudolph. So.
No, Mason Rudolph is an idiot.
Listen.
No, it's not an idiot. He's just terrible.
He doesn't work in the NFL.
When you take a shot to the dome.
But, my goodness, Trubisky is going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Week 1 beginning, of course, with Cincinnati on Sunday.
Only man that's started in 40 games and hasn't thrown a pick ever.
Yep.
Like, really. That's not even a fake stat. I think, what is it, 40 or 50?
Something like that. It's ridiculous. Trubisky's also one of the 5 Steelers captains. So this is going to be
MVP season?
Interesting MVP season for Trubisky. He already won one. He needs to win one fully. But
gotta get him another one.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett is going to be the backup quarterback. I cannot wait for the first time that Kenny Pickett is called up, mainly because Steeler fans demand it after 2 games. It's going to be great.
I'm telling you right now, if Trubisky goes off, though, everyone's going to completely forget about Kenny Pickett within 2 days. 100%. Rudolph will get cut, more than likely.
More than likely, I could see
Dropped,
that.
and a terrible team's going to pick him up. I don't know who needs quarterbacks right now at all.
I don't know. The Niners could if Trey Lance doesn't work. I mean, I don't know what situation's going to happen. There are a whole lot of things going on.
I get they wanted to move off from, what's his name? Jimmy.
Yeah.
Garoppolo. I get they wanted to move off from him, but you can't let a guy with that much experience go, especially knowing your offense and your defense, and then basically just sending him off to the side and not letting him practice at all, not letting him do anything, and just making him he takes practice reps on himself.
Yeah.
Throwing to, like, staff members.
Yeah.
That's how you treat a dude that took you to, they went to the Super Bowl one year, right?
Yeah.
That's how you treat a dude that took you to the Super Bowl, the
Yes,
playoffs?
I guess so.
And then you just trade him out for some kid from North Dakota State?
Yeah. When your system revolves around everything but your quarterback, I guess you don't really value a quarterback as much.
Got rid of Deebo Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst. Where did he go?
I don't even remember where he went.
I know isn't he doing good?
I think so, yeah. I would hope so.
He's just an all-around athlete.
He is. He absolutely is.
Okay, well, let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep going here. Moving into the AP poll, came out earlier today. Talked about a little bit. I've given my thoughts on it. Alabama, number 1, to the surprise of very few.
What?
Georgia, number 2, after their 49-3 win over Oregon.
Oregon was 11.
Yeah, Oregon just,
lost a lot of
my
kids,
goodness.
too. Oh, my gosh.
they
Oregon's
did.
team did not deserve to be in the top 20. No offense to them, but...
No offense to them, but they didn't deserve
it. You get blown out and you're home. What is it? Was it a home opener?
It was a neutral site. Well, it was a neutral site game in Atlanta. So
that's not neutral. That's
the Chick-fil-A kickoff in Atlanta, Georgia versus Oregon. SEC teams do this all the time. They will call it a neutral site game
and then have it within an hour of where their actual state. God, that's so dumb.
It's about like what LSU did this year, having the neutral site game in New Orleans against Florida State. I mean, it happens all the time in college football nowadays.
Playing
teams
down in the swamp, baby.
Playing, just a few minutes from home in a bigger city.
Did you see the guys just throwing up on the sidelines?
I did
There were
see.
so many people puking at these games.
I did. Heat exhaustion was
what was the one where
thing.
Vanderbilt, right? Gets an interception.
Or Purdue.
Purdue.
Purdue, Penn
Runs
State.
it all the way back, gets to the end zone, and goes, just
that indeed did happen.
And
My goodness.
LSU, they're just 4 guys puking on the sidelines. It's bad.
I really think this all wouldn't have happened if Scott Frost didn't bring this up, where he talked about his linemen puking like 15 times in one practice or
That's
something.
impressive.
And then
15 times.
I mean, that started this whole tangent
Yeah.
of puking in college football this year. I did not expect that to become a storyline, but here we are. Then Ohio State, number 3, they beat Notre Dame by 11, but that wasn't good enough for the committee in their eyes. Combined with Georgia's 46-point win, they dropped the Buckeyes.
Why is Notre Dame even in the top 10 still? It makes 0 sense.
People believe they're a good team still.
Yeah, every year we believe they're a good team, and they get blown out. Like, they went. I can't speak as an OU fan going to the playoffs because normally we don't do very good either.
Yeah.
But watching Notre Dame go in as the number 3 seed.
Yeah.
Who they play, the number 4?
Or number 2 is
Played
usually
number
what
2.
they would do.
Played the number 2, got beat by 60,
Mm-hmm.
and then next year they're ranked number 10.
Yeah. That's how the AP poll works, though.
The AP poll's stupid. I get Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, maybe, because they barely beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is terrible. Michigan, no.
Just no.
Just no. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen anything on Michigan being good in the past few years. They've been average.
I mean, they had the playoff year last year.
Yes.
But other than that,
like,
they're still trying to figure their quarterback out. I know they started Cade McNamara. They'll start McCarthy next week, and then they'll figure out a starter for week 3.
well, yeah, I get why Clemson got moved down, but why did Michigan get moved up?
They got moved up because of a combination of things. One of them being Notre Dame's loss, another being Utah's loss, Clemson playing
Forgot
bad.
Utah lost.
Yeah. Then Texas A&M staying put. Really the only team in the top 10 to just stay where they were, not moving up, not moving down. Aggies still number 6. Oklahoma moving up to number 7. Notre Dame.
Where's OSU?
Notre Dame moving down to number 8. Baylor moving up to 9. USC up to 10. OSU up to 11. Florida jumping in at 12.
Okay, hold on. Can we go back? Why
Yes,
did OSU even move up?
Because they won, and
They
teams
got
around them
44 dropped on them by Central Michigan. They got beat by a lateral by Central Michigan. I was at that game when that happened.
lost. I was listening to the radio in a car when that game happened.
Dude, when that game happened, I was at the game. It was whenever Jarwin was playing. Hunter went on a visit, and he decided, hey, you want to go with me? I was like, sure, let's go. Hunter's a big dude from Tuttle, like 6'7", 330. Plays at Nebraska now.
Yeah.
But we went
They
to
clearly made a good choice.
went to the game, had a great time. All of a sudden, we see the intentional grounding get called or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Flipped around, and we're like, okay, the refs just kind of blew the game for OSU right there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we see him go down lateral. We think the dude's going to get him at the line. He's going to chase him down the line and get him. Nope. Central Michigan guy was way too fast. It was just over. And we walk in the locker room, and everyone's just like, Jarwin goes, that wasn't on us, boys. We already know that. We're like, yeah, we know. We watched it. It was terrifying.
Oh, I bet it was.
It's
but
like how Houston's OU's kryptonite.
Yes.
Central Michigan comes straight after him.
yeah. I don't know what it is about Central Michigan that gives OSU tough
It's that
times.
cold air, man.
I don't know what it is, but Florida at 12 for their win over Utah. The Utes at 13. Michigan State 14. Miami 15. Arkansas moving up to 16 with their big win over Cincinnati. Pitt at 17. NC State dropping to 18 despite the 1-point win against their rival East Carolina. That was a game where, if you watched it, oh boy, it was everything you expect from a Week 1 college football game. Wisconsin at 19, Kentucky at 20, BYU jumping up to 21, Ole Miss, Wake Forest both dropping, Rebels at 22, Demon Deacons at 23, Tennessee.
Where's USC?
Yeah, Tennessee, welcome to the poll at 24, and Houston falling to 25 following their triple OT win over UTSA.
The one I definitely don't agree with is Florida. Were they not ranked?
They were not ranked.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at the one above that. I was looking at OSU again. My bad. It's like they weren't ranked. They got moved up. That's a good win. That's a really good win.
I mean, it
The
was
fact
a
that USC moved up and is almost is in front of them for beating Rice by 60
yeah,
doesn't not 60, 50. Stupid.
yeah 52.
Doesn't make any sense. USC is not good. If you watch the game, you can see they're not good. I don't care if there's any hype around Lincoln. I hate Lincoln, but I'm going to be honest. That team is not good. They weren't good when he got there. They're not going to be good now.
So you don't agree with the adding everything.
I don't agree with them moving up 4 spots. They could have moved up 1, which made more sense. But I don't agree with them moving up 4 spots at all. 2 most. But 4 spots for beating Rice?
Yeah.
Good Lord. What are we doing?
We're doing the preseason poll,
but
we're adding a week onto it.
You beat one of the worst teams historically in college football, and you get moved up.
Yes.
By 4.
By 4.
Above a team
that
beat the number 7 in the country.
Well, that's what happens when Utah loses, Notre Dame loses. You move some teams around, I guess. They wanted to see how good OSU not playing the best didn't help. So all of that you combine together, that's what gets the Trojans to move up those 4 spots there. But moving on to our actual college football weekend, it's a good time getting into some of the games, starting with, of course, the number 1 team in the country, Alabama, doing what they do best, just absolutely demolishing Utah State, 55-0. Bryce Young, 18 for 28, 195 yards passing, but 5 TVs and 100 rushing yards and a rushing TD on the day.
No matter what happened, even if they beat them by 30, 20, 10, they weren't going to go down.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. Alabama's Alabama.
Alabama's Alabama. They're going to do what they do.
Very good, consistently good. You can't doubt that they're going to win.
Yeah. The only thing that I guess would be a cause of concern is if you're really wanting to see Bryce Young throw for 400 yards a game, and that didn't happen. That's the only downside I could see as an Alabama fan.
They kept on the ground more than anything.
Yeah, they just wanted to keep going on the ground. Look at that, 559 yards of offense to 136.
Looks like us versus
30 first downs. Alabama just doing whatever they want, just having themselves a great day.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was a joke. Please don't cancel me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know if anyone else on this campus actually watches this show, so
That's fair.
I don't think that'll be a problem. But moving on to the next game to talk about, the number 2 team in the country, Ohio State, taking on Notre Dame. This was a game that was a lot closer than people thought. Buckeyes were a 17-point favorite, but you look at it, 21-10. Buckeye defense held strong. Mine Williams had a great performance on the ground, so did Travion Henderson. C.J. Stroud, 24 for 34, 223, 2 TDs. No Jackson Smith in the Jigba for most of the second half for the Buckeyes. Still, though, Notre Dame played well considering everything that they were going up against. They held a good Ohio State offense to 21 points. I'm just saying. I'll let you finish chewing your ice before you.
It's game 1, dude.
It is game 1.
They did the same thing another year.
It's true.
And
they
got
did.
beat by 72.
That did happen.
I'm keep bringing the number up just to show you by how much.
You're just gonna keep jumping the number up every time.
They will get demolished by any good team. Like as soon as if they get rolling and they do good, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But honestly, every year they get going, they'll do good, better. Game 6, perfect.
Yeah.
And just a straight drop into the dirt.
Yeah. But they don't have Brian Kelly anymore as their coach to keep that happening.
That is true.
Can Marcus Freeman turn that ship around? I don't know. He's been dealt 2 of the worst games you could have had to start as a head coach in Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl last year and Ohio State this year. So, yes, he's 0-2, but he has only played 2 top 10 teams. So, we have to give him that benefit of the doubt.
Nah, percentage is terrible. Going off the stats here,
You'd
man.
just be like, hey, he's 0-2, fire him.
He is 0 right now.
And then the next game, Chick-fil-A kickoff, Oregon taking on number 3 Georgia. Just my goodness.
Neutral site, my butt.
Yeah, neutral site of Atlanta. Just a little bit away from Athens.
Yeah, our neutral site from the state of Oregon it's in Georgia, the home of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're not going to play a neutral site game
anywhere
outside,
besides their state.
Yeah, outside of the Southeast. That's just a thing that happens in college football now. But Georgia, I mean, what can you say about the Dogs that hasn't already been said? They look good. They look great. Stetson Bennett played amazing, 25 for 31, 368, 2 TDs.
Look like varsity versus JV.
It did. It absolutely did.
It looked like a bunch of little kids got in there, and it was like the mascot game in the NFL. Hey, they were just running through them.
Yeah, it was.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I will agree. It was funny to watch. But Georgia just, what they were able to do. I mean, are they as good as last year talent-wise? No. But could they be just as good? Absolutely. You look at what they were able to do, just pushing Oregon around the entire game. Bo Nix throwing 2 interceptions.
Oregon said, Papa.
But Bo Nix, once again, not having a great day. 21 for 37, 173, 2 picks. The man still can't beat Georgia. He's 0-4 against Georgia now. He just can't win that game. He thought he could transfer to Oregon and avoid him.
At Georgia?
He was at Auburn.
Oh, that's right. I'm stupid. Sorry. We don't talk about it.
It is okay. It's absolutely okay.
All right.
And then last night's game, talking about the other Chick-fil-A kickoff, also in Atlanta, Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech did count this one as a home game, though, so we don't have the same problem of an Atlanta team playing a neutral site game in Atlanta.
Dang it.
But the main story of this one has got to be Clemson once again getting off to a slow start. Georgia Tech able to hang in there. It's 14-10 halfway through the third quarter, but then a pass interference changes the game a bit. Clemson gets a field goal, then they escape. They get another stop, 17-10, and just start running them over. DJ Uiagalelei starting to get into somewhat of a rhythm after an extremely rough first half. 19 for 32, 210 and a TD.
Not bad.
Not the worst thing in the world, but if you're a Clemson fan, oh my goodness, I saw a lot of them were not happy. They wanted their backup in.
You just lost your head defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and your offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott.
Offensive coordinator. You had guys come in and teach them a whole new system. It's not fun learning new things that quickly, especially with the time frame they had. They had, 3 months?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just they'll get over it, obviously. You still beat a team 41-10, but it's not a very good team.
Yeah.
Beat a team 41-10.
Granted, yeah, it's not
you
the
needed
best.
that tune-up to show that your offense works. Your defense can actually hold without Venables there. So we'll see how it goes.
We will see what happens there. But moving on, kind of jumping Texas A&M and Sam Houston State, we can bring it up briefly. The Aggies did get they got a 31-0 win.
Yeah, they just shut
Good for Texas A&M. A game that was decided by, it was 17-0 in halftime, rain delay. Not a whole lot to talk about in that game with that. But, if you're A&M, I think you kind of want that. You're just there. You're just moving along.
That's fair.
And that brings us to our next game of why you want to just keep moving along, because if you don't, you turn into Utah. They take a trip down to the Swamp and get upset 29-26.
That was the game where people were throwing up.
Anthony Richardson, 17 for 24, 165. A lot of people impressed with the Gators, and there's a lot to be impressed by when you go out there and beat Utah.
This is a game where everyone was throwing up. I was mistaken earlier.
There you go.
This is what it said. They took a trip down the Swamp. There was 4 dudes in unison, one after the other puking.
Okay.
One had his helmet on, and it goes poof. They were struggling.
I'm glad we resolved.
I am surprised they managed to stay in the game as long as they did. Genuinely. Because everyone on that team was exhausted. Just absolutely, they were done. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was bad. You could see on their faces that they just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
It was not good, man.
I'm sure it wasn't. Utah just not got destroyed by any means, of course. You look at total yards, only 5 yards apart. Each team had a turnover. Utah actually 1 time of possession. But they just could not get anything going when they absolutely had to. They were able to keep themselves in the game, but they were never really able to overtake it. They had a few drives early on. You had a chance. But you settle for a 31-yard field goal on a short drive. Just could not get all the big momentum-changing plays you had to beat Florida. And it's a tough place to play.
I agree.
Just you cannot go into the Swamp and expect to play an okay game and beat Florida. No matter how bad Florida is, you cannot just go down there and expect to play okay and win the game, or else Anthony Richardson's going to run for 106 yards and 3 TDs on you. So, yeah.
Man was having a day.
He was having what we call a pretty good day. I mean, that's the best thing. And then looking back at the scoreboard here, Michigan beats Colorado State 51-7.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of mentioning that one in passing. Not a whole lot to talk about there.
That's a crazy win. I don't know how they did that one.
But then the UTEP-Oklahoma game.
Yeah, they played a terrible team, too. I love Oklahoma, but they were not. No one – these tune-up games, they're good. It's just I feel like if you started the season off playing good teams –
yeah.
it'd make it a lot more interesting.
It would.
You would get where your team is at right off the bat.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's why some teams do it, and that's why some teams don't.
Yeah.
You look at it, I mean.
Utah and Florida. Utah used them as a tune-up game and got ran through.
Yeah. But they learned everything they needed to learn about their team pretty quickly. And Oklahoma, I mean, I'm okay with it this year kind of with, Brent Venables is trying to install everything, get everything set up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully be 3-0 when conference play opens, try to get that going.
Yeah.
But I can say 2 words to describe this game. Very hot. As someone who was there.
123 on the field.
Yeah, 123 on the field.
It didn't look like anyone was sweating, though.
That's true.
Like, you can look at them. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no sweat on these men at all. It is scary.
It is absolutely insane to think about.
So, Dylan Gabriel.
Yep.
Not bad.
Yep, 15 for 23, 233, 2 TDs.
Yeah. OU's defense looked a lot better than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
They looked a lot more aggressive. They also get conservative too much.
Yes.
They don't want to blitz anymore. They don't want to rush gaps. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to hold edge contain. It seems like when it comes down to it, they feel like they can be lazy in the most crucial aspects. But Venables, once he saw that, readjusted in the fourth, took care of it, didn't let them score 1 point. They barely even got 20 yards in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
I think. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I don't even think it might be real. I don't know.
Yeah. Looking at some stats here, UTEP had the only turnover of the game. Oklahoma had 492 yards to compare to UTEP's 316. The other thing, I'll give UTEP credit. They had a game plan. They wanted to come in. They wanted to hold the ball as long as possible. They had 38 minutes and 33 seconds of possession time. OU only had the ball for 21-27.
They were holding the ball, I swear, down to the last second on every clock.
Yeah.
No matter what. They did not let OU have. But OU capitalized. Still scored 45 with half the possession time.
Yeah, let's say when you're able to score 45 points in 21 minutes, you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I got to say, I like the Jeff Lebby offense. I like being able to go as fast as possible. The only problem with it, and we kind of showed it here, when they get stopped, they go off the field fast. When they score, they get off the field fast. When you're moving at that high of a tempo, if you ever get into a rut, you're going nowhere quick, and it can become an absolute problem.
No screenshots, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's A-okay.
Yeah, it was just really funny.
But I thought Oklahoma played well. I think everything that can be fixed, some of your short yard situations where you're letting guys just be able to throw little 2-3 yard passes the entire time, I thought they played well. I thought everything was good, and everything that was kind of iffy can be fixed. And those are the type of games you want to have for week 1 if you're playing an opponent like UTEP.
I'm just glad Venables got his first win as head coach.
I'm
glad
too.
it didn't turn out like the Houston game a few years ago, and we just got absolutely demolished by a team we should have beat.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All
Just
right.
keep going through it. Oh, I got to go fill this up with water.
Hey, that is A-okay. That brings me into my next game, which is Baylor taking on Albany. Not a whole lot to say here with the Bears, of course. They just take care of business, getting a 69-10 win. I mean, what else do you want to say? Blake Shapen throws for 214. It was a good win for the Bears. Like I said, I don't know how much you take away from playing an FCS team in Albany, but I mean, when your quarterback goes 17 for 20, 214, 2 TDs, you got something going there. Of course, they're going to be able to run the ball. But overall, Baylor looking pretty solid. No surprise there. But there's a reason I was kind of talking about that one, because this leads into the next few games I want to talk about. And, oh, boy, these next 3 are some interesting games to get into. The first one we've got to talk about, Central Michigan, Oklahoma State. Cowboys win 58-44. And depending on who you ask, this is either a game where, I mean, this shows the power of how a score can be deceiving in one way or the other. But the main fact is that Oklahoma State gave up 44 to Central Michigan with their starters in most of the time. Their backups only came in as an entire unit once on one drive.
Can we check Central Michigan's offensive stats real quick?
We can absolutely check their stats. They had 546 yards of offense compared to Oklahoma State's 531.
Top-tier defense in the Big 12.
Yeah, by the way, Central Michigan had the only turnover of the game. Chippewa's also had the ball for 36 minutes compared to Oklahoma State's 24 and 31 first downs to OSU's 28. The Pokes did have a 51-15 lead early in the third quarter, but after that, I mean, Central Michigan just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. Outscored OSU 29-7 after that. They just took over from that point on.
They did.
And, I mean, Oklahoma State just started trying to run the clock and do whatever they could.
I think Gundy got a few flashbacks. his PTSD kicked in, bro.
I think it was definitely one of those where, I mean, I saw some OSU fans, it went from, okay, this is doing great, to, okay, what are we doing?
I think we can all agree,
oh, my goodness, what is happening?
I think we can all agree, though, even though we hate OSU sometimes, Texas still sucks, man.
There we go.
Everyone hates Texas.
Everyone hates Texas. That is what we do on this show. No one likes Texas. We'll see what happens to them this week when they play Alabama. Congratulations to Texas. That's gonna.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, no.
No way.
Texas Alabama is the big noon kickoff game.
Let me check this.
College game day. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God!
See, this is the fun part about having you on the show because I can drop fun knowledge like that.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
What are you? You're watching Fox at 11 a.m. on Saturday. That's what you're doing.
Maybe.
This might be what you're doing.
Dude, this is going to be a blowout. No joke.
Alabama's already a 20-point favorite in the game.
If they get beat by more than 25, 100% sure they're going to pull the Big 12 moving into the SEC. Not even lying.
I don't think they'll do that. They'll take the money, though.
Dude, they'll do it. Actually, OSU's not going. We're good. It's fine.
Yeah, OSU's not going. I mean, Texas-Alabama's going to be an amazing game, though. Just to watch.
They're replacing us with Cincinnati.
Just to see those two helmets on a football field for the first time in a while.
Big 12 hasn't been the Big 12 in a long time.
That is true. But we also got to talk about NC State taking on East Carolina. This was a crazy one. I told people, watch out for this sleeper game of the day, and boy, did it deliver. East Carolina down 21-7. They came back. They cut it to 1. They miss an extra point, and they miss a game-winning field goal. Just absolutely brutal ending for the Pirates. 21-20 loss. But they played well. I mean, that's what I expected out of ECU. It's a rivalry game. Two do not like each other. I don't know what people expected out of this game. NC State kind of proved what we thought about them. They might have been a little bit overrated.
That's very true. I didn't really watch this game.
As I was saying, awkward silence here.
I was just sitting there trying to stall so you wouldn't think I just knew what I was talking about. But no, they missed a field goal. Oh, it sucks,
yeah,
dude.
I know.
Did he miss it? Did it get blocked?
No, he just straight up missed it.
That's the first time I bet he's been in that much of a high-pressure situation.
Probably.
And it's hard to handle that your first time. Mm-hmm. It's rough.
It is rough.
Really rough. It's not fun at all. And this man had so much weight on his shoulders going into it.
Yeah, especially already having the missed PAT. You already have that pressure build onto you.
This man was if he wouldn't have missed the PAT, game's tied.
Yeah, then it's kind of a no-pressure situation, I would think.
It's 50-50 on whether or not he'd feel that way. Mm-hmm. You got to think about it. Look at him right now.
Yeah, that's
true. He will not look at 100% sure this whole time doing this clip.
Yeah.
Can we play it?
We can. We're not going to have sound on it.
I'm fine with that. Can we play it?
Yeah, we can play the clip here if you want to look at it. This is the missed PAT.
No, go back.
We can. It didn't get blocked.
It looked like the lineman tipped it. That's why I was saying. The way, from that angle, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. And then you look at the field goal here is a 41-yarder. And looking at it, you can see it just sails
he just
right.
Misjudged it.
Yeah,
the one where he went down, you should see his head before he goes to kick. He will not look up. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look up one time.
Yeah.
Man is scared. He's terrified. 100% sure. He, probably got punched that night.
Unfortunately, I mean, he did get threats and all that after the game and all that stuff.
Why do people feel the need to do that?
I don't know why people do that. It's sad that people care about sport. Like, we love sports, obviously.
We love sports.
But it's not to the point.
Threatening some kid's life.
Yeah.
He's what, a sophomore in college?
Yeah.
He's 20 years old. Mm-hmm. And you're giving this guy death threats? Bet money it's a 42-year-old guy.
just
I'll
42.
I'll put money down that it is an old dude. Older dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always how it is. But
and he's just getting instead of taking his anger out.
You're not going to finish that thought?
Instead of taking his anger out and, like, going to the gym or something, he's like, nah, I want to murder this freaking 20. That's so stupid.
It's just sad.
He missed a field goal. He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's still a kid. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Not actually. I'm grown.
We're all kids at heart.
Well, yeah, but we're all kids. He is a kid. He's young. You can see how young this guy looks. Like, he's a student. Obviously, he's in college. He's matured. He knows what the stakes are, but he's never been in this kind of situation against that good of a team.
Yeah.
Ever. And the fact that they stayed together, rivalry games are always going to be close. Mm-hmm. Except for OU and OSU. Boomer. But, and maybe Texas some years, but who knows. Going into that, something to bring back to, in high school, even in college, whenever I was planning on going to a different college, they were one of the better teams. Mm-hmm. Big 12.
Yep.
Not going to mention it, but I didn't know about it till later.
Yeah.
But, so that goes in. And being rivalry games, playing whoever your rival is, you're always going to have it close. In high school, we played Blanchard. You don't know where Blanchard is, do you?
I do know where Blanchard is.
Yeah, we played Blanchard.
Yeah.
We were the best team my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And my junior year. Every game within a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or within 3 points. Didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
My senior year, within 3 points.
Yep.
And we were worse. It's just the atmosphere is so much different, and it's so much more on stake because you want to win this game.
Yeah.
But you're freaking out on the inside because if you don't have bragging rights for the year.
Yes.
It sucks.
It's the whole mindset part of the game, not the actual settling it on the gridiron.
That's more along the lines of why the kid's getting death threats, but it's stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
Because there's kids in high school who will miss field goals.
Yeah.
And they're not even kickers. They're like running backs that are going out there after running a 45-yard touchdown, or a quarterback that's going out there to kick the ball, or just some dude they found on the
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're going out there, and they'll still get stuff like that. It needs to calm down. Mm-hmm. I get it. It's intense. It's cool, but it's just, God bless.
I know. It is.
The next one, my favorite.
Ridiculous. And then, moving on to
we
the
beat
next
Rice,
game.
baby.
Next game, USC taking on Rice, 66-14. The Trojans win that game. Do have to give credit to the USC defense. They did force 4 turnovers, got 3 pick sixes, including a 93-yard interception return by Kalen Bullock.
I'm so biased right now.
I know.
Just because Lincoln's there. I still don't like USC to begin with.
Yeah.
But when Lincoln went and they were like talking it all up, they shouldn't have even been ranked in the top 25. Only reason they are is because he's there.
Yeah.
Sounds bad, I know.
And Caleb Williams and, all the talent he's able to bring over.
It's the same reason OU's moved up so much. We shouldn't be. We should have been in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being honest, I know that.
They should have ranked us, 20, where we started in 2000, for the symbolism.
That's true. That's true. They should have at least put us at 15 to 16. Like, we were not that good last year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we. OU wasn't that good last year. They should not be. But they definitely should not be in the top 20.
Yeah.
Like, at all. And they shouldn't have moved up 4 spots just for beating Rice. Like, I get it. OU shouldn't have moved up. OU shouldn't have moved up. They should have stayed at number 9.
Yeah.
OSU shouldn't have moved up. Like, I'm just telling you right now. Like, none of these teams besides Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, yeah. NC State, I think they're okay. They played their rivalry game. That's going to go into what the coaches look at, too, obviously. It's the AP coaches poll. Okay. I'm just making sure I get lost.
Yes. The AP's one poll, and then the coaches is a separate poll.
But, yeah, it's just like that. Michigan, yeah. What is it? Playoff last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're good. I get they have talent, but they didn't really do very good last year. I don't even know, man. It's apparently people just know more. It's fine. Not worried about it.
But USC, 538 yards of offense. They're able to dominate. Caleb Williams, of course, having a good game, 19 for 22, 249, 2 TDs, 6 carries for 65 yards. He played well. Trojans look good. They get a 52-point blowout. Good for USC. And then looking on to the next game, Michigan State, Western Michigan. Bit of a closer game than people would think from looking at that score. Michigan State in a 21-13 game. with just 7 minutes left to go. But they pulled out, got a 35-13 win. Mm-hmm. Another one where a team kind of outmatched, playing a top 15 team. Western Michigan has the ball for 37 minutes. Everyone kind of going with the same game plan. Hold on to the ball as long as humanly possible. Tire them out.
Route them a little bit. You would expect Michigan State to put up more than that, honestly. Mm-hmm. I didn't really watch them all last year, so I don't know anything to say about them. I mean, that's all I have to base it off of.
Yeah.
I can't base it off any games before this because there aren't any before this season.
Yeah.
But during this season anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I do know what
they
you
look
mean.
like they've got talent, though.
Yeah. They do have talent. They did lose Kenneth Walker from last year. Obviously, losing your big running back hurts. Mm-hmm. But Peyton Thorne, 12 for 24, 233, and 4 TDs and a pick.
Ooh, go back to that clip.
I want to go back to that.
Watch the running back when he comes out of the backfield on a flare.
Did that just...
Yeah, just do the 10-second rewind.
Okay. ESPN video is not wanting to cooperate.
Yeah, just do that. Do it again. Okay. No, it's fine.
No,
running back goes on a flare
It broke.
Lineman gets driven back. Oh, it shows it again.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's not the running back. That's the slot receiver coming across. My bad. Watch him. Comes out. Lineman trips him up.
Yeah. Good job, lineman. Shout out the lineman.
Good catch in the
doesn't matter because it was a good catch.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the fun part. It didn't matter because it was a good catch.
Wow.
But you look at it, and, I mean, Michigan State, they took care of business, and they get rewarded for it moving up a spot. Looking at some of these other teams here, Miami took on Bethune-Cookman. You got a 70-13 win. That's the most points Miami has put up in a season opener. It's tied for most all time for Miami.
How many?
70. Now, granted, they played Bethune-Cookman, who's an HBCU and an FCS team. But, hey, a win's a win.
A win is a win.
And then the next game we got to talk about, Thursday night, absolute madness. The backyard brawl
versus
returned.
Pittsburgh.
West Virginia and Pitt.
Let's let these clips play when it comes up,
man. A back-and-forth game there. Both of these teams just absolutely giving it their all. I believe the term we would use to describe this game is a mid-off. I believe is the best way to describe this. Neither team really sold me on how good they were.
They were just playing good football. That's about it. They were playing just classic football. That's all it was. It was smash mouth. You wouldn't see the stuff that comes down to it. You'd see the quarterback, running back, wide receivers, cornerbacks, safeties. You're not going to see what's happening in the trenches. Those guys were mauling each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good game up front more than anything.
It was. It absolutely was. I mean, you look at both sides. Keaton Slovis throwing 16 for 24, 308 and a TD. Jaden Daniels, 23 for 42, 14, 2 TDs. And this one interception, as you're going to see here, that was tipped, intercepted.
What are you doing?
Tipped off his own hand, and it was MJ Devonshire giving the pick six to give Pitt the lead and the win for the game. That's college football.
I didn't even see this play. I didn't know they won on that.
That is college football, and I mean, you got to be aware at all times.
Oh, he had the perfect route.
Yeah, I was like Bryce Ford Wheaton, who was their best receiver of the day.
It went right in between his hands.
Right through his hands, up in the air, and into the hands of a Pitt defensive.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, my goodness.
The way he just got juked out too, just that's disrespectful, man. Hilarious though. He knows he just sealed the game. Look at him.
Yeah, that is
Look at this route. Just burns him right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he had him gone on the comeback. Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, that is how the backyard brawl ended.
If you go back to the first clip where you see him catch the comeback, where he's at.
Yeah, okay, no,
it's fine. It's fine.
ESPN video.
It'll replay now. Just replay it.
Yeah, so if we
go. Watch the open field just open up right to his right.
Yeah.
He catches it and turns up. He is gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone. He's getting tackled. Right, he might get tackled by the guy behind him.
Yeah.
But if he takes off to his left, he's done. Mm-hmm. He's gone. Like it seals the game for West Virginia.
Yeah. But instead, it goes the other way, and Pittsburgh gets the 38-31 win. Just an all-time, I mean, it was a great game. That's kind of everything you want to see in college football. Just amazing, random, chaotic plays.
West Virginia should have won that game. That would have, if he would have caught that ball and turned up, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the only guy that could have caught him would have been the corner that he just – where was the corner going?
He's just vibing.
Dude, he ran.
Vibe check.
He ran right past him. Like, he wasn't looking at him. He was looking at the ball the whole time.
Yeah.
Never even looked at the receiver one time.
Mm-hmm.
Was he just in drop back coverage?
I don't know.
Well, he's facing the sidelines.
I don't know what Pitt was doing on that play.
That's like literally whenever, what was it, Auburn played Georgia or whoever it was they were playing. Bounces off two guys' heads, goes in his hands.
Say that's the prayer at Jordan Hare. Auburn getting the win in that game. But those are the main games to talk about. I mean, really not a whole lot else to bring up besides Arkansas and Cincinnati. This is the last kind of real
If you
big game.
want to keep talking about college football, we can talk about
Bring up.
Northwestern Oklahoma State.
We can, but we're not going to talk about that game.
We need to.
But Arkansas getting a 31-24 win over Cincinnati.
Wow.
KJ Jefferson, 18 for 26, 223, 3 TDs. Able to just run it, throw it, do whatever you needed him to do. I've been high on Arkansas this entire offseason. I said they're going to be a good team this year. So far, I mean, yes, it's only week 1. But they haven't let me down yet. So, I mean,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not saying nothing.
Saying big win for Arkansas. They move up to 16 in the polls.
The mic slowly and just
there you go. But that will do it for, well, the ranked teams. We have a few other fun nuggets of games to talk about, one of which, one of the weirdest games you're ever going to see, North Carolina taking on App State, 63-61, North Carolina gets the win. App State scores 40 points in the fourth quarter and still can't pull it out. They go for 2 twice.
How many?
Missed it
40?
They score 40 in a quarter. There were 62 points scored in the fourth quarter, 40 by App State, 22 by North Carolina. We had back-to-back drives that lasted 10 seconds in the final 30 of the game.
Definition of a second half team.
It was
definition.
It was everything you wanted to see in a college football game.
Is there clips at all?
There are clips. I was just
They're going to show all. They're going to show all those.
I'm showing
drives.
you the scoring summary
I
here.
see it.
App State gets up 21-7. North Carolina gets up 41-21, and then it was off to the races. App State tied the game at 49 with 4 minutes left.
They scored 22 points.
Yeah.
In 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's offense.
Good Lord.
That's what happens when you have a high-powered offense or a really bad defense.
That's a terrible defense. That was a game of absolute dog water defense.
Yeah. But it was one of the crazier things to see in a while.
Oh, my gosh. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen. Dude. No, look at the window he drops it in.
I know, yeah. Chase Bryce, 361, 6 TDs in this game.
There is nowhere else that ball could have gone where he's going to make that catch.
Yeah, and I mean, he did well for App State. And then you look at it, Drake May, 24 for 35, 352, and 4 TDs. You had the drop 2-point conversion there. That was the beginning of the pain, and then North Carolina recovered the onside kick. They weren't done with it, though. They run it in for a touchdown. I mean, it was an absolute absurd
And then App State goes down and scores again.
Yeah.
Dude, if he doesn't drop this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
that was almost if he would have kept running for just a second longer.
But I mean, App State, they got the ball, they had another shot, they scored again with 9 seconds left.
There you go.
Then they had to go for 2 again because of the first drop, and my goodness, they had a chance to send it in.
Do they show it?
They had a chance. They go for 2. All they had to do was do it.
Oh, my.
And the quarterback could not get it done. Bryce could not bring it in.
Oh, all he had to do was dive.
All he had to do was dive.
All he had to do was dive after he got grabbed. He could have just dived for the end zone and scored.
I know, but he didn't.
He was at the 2-yard line. All he had to do was...
Yes, that's all he had to do.
Oh, my gosh.
But he didn't. I mean, those 2-point conversions killed him. Absolutely killed him.
Terrible defenses, obviously, but amazing offenses.
Yes, a really fun offense.
Like, that is...
Amazing shootout. But we have one final game to talk about, which is the game that happened Sunday night. Florida State getting a 24-23 win over LSU.
They're moving up to number 4.
I mean, honestly, one of their players said after this, Florida State is back. So
go Tigers.
So I mean, they've confirmed it is official. Jordan Travis, 20 for 33, 263.
Are they going to start
2
saying
TDs.
Florida State is back?
Their players are already saying it.
It's like the Cowboys did.
They've already said Florida State's back. But, I mean, crazy game where LSU muffs a punt. Florida State gets the ball at the 2-yard line. They fumble it. LSU goes 99 yards and then misses the PAT. It gets blocked to send it in the regulation. Just what an absolutely crazy one. I'll show you the highlight here, JD, and let you react to it.
What is up with LSU, man? The most inconsistent, oh, you idiot. Oh, you dummy.
This might have to be a new segment if you come back on the show. JD reacts to college football highlights.
Oh, He's down though, right?
No, it's a muff. It's officially a muff.
Now it's
Florida
24,
State.
Okay. And then he fumbles. What is going on?
Yeah. I don't know why they run a pitch at the 1 yard line, but
They're back.
this is what teams that are back do, I guess.
Yeah, they run. It's like whenever the Seattle Seahawks ran it on the 1 yard line. They threw it.
If they ran it, they probably would have scored.
That's fine though.
Yeah. And then
see what happens here.
Yeah, 10 seconds to go. Your Jaden Daniels transfer from Arizona State.
Just a simple drag route.
Yeah, but he got all the way down inside the 5.
Ooh.
He did not get down inbounds. They had to review it. Turns out he was inbounds, but they had to stop the clock. Final play of the game, throws it, touchdown. LSU.
Let's see what happens.
Surviving.
I already know what happens.
Yeah, I already told you what happened.
I didn't even get a chance to watch this game. I was driving back to Alva that night.
Yeah, well, you'd see the PAT. They'd already had one kick blocked earlier, and then boom, doesn't get there.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It is. Absolutely heartbreaking if you're LSU, but a huge win for Florida State. That is a program that absolutely needed a type of win like this. They needed something to kind of prove to themselves that they can do it. But my goodness, just crazy games literally every day of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
the opening game,
Sunday, and Monday.
This is the craziest opening to any season I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Number 7 gets knocked off by an unranked team. Mm-hmm. Who else? Florida and LSU go into a shootout.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so much craziness happened this entire first week.
Just like I'm blanking.
I know it almost felt like there was too much going on. You had West Virginia Pitt on Thursday night. You had Michigan State having to survive an upset bid on Friday. You of course had everything Saturday. North Carolina App State shootout, NC State East Carolina ending. You had Georgia obliterating Oregon. You had Arkansas Cincinnati, good game there.
Georgia made them look like a little brother. Like it looked like it looked like a mascot game.
Yes.
Where like all the mascots are just beating up on a bunch of little kids.
Yes.
Like it was so bad.
It was bad.
Third string tight end, second string, whatever string the guy was, comes in, hurdles like 2 defenders, runs one over, and then just proceeds to. It looked like he was playing Madden.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I mean, that just shows you the difference between where Georgia and Oregon are. Mm-hmm. Georgia's a team that's built to win national titles and dominate teams.
They weren't for a while.
Yeah, they weren't for a while, but Kirby Smart's got them.
The Herschel Walker era. After that, they were good.
Mm-hmm.
They kept being good.
Yeah.
They were missing a key piece, obviously, which was Herschel, and he was gone.
Yeah.
So they had to build off of that. And throughout the 2000s, they were good. I don't know if they ever really made it.
Then they got to Mark Richt, and I mean they were always really good, but never great.
Right?
Yeah,
they got him. 2014 to now, they slowly built themselves up.
Yeah,
all of a sudden they're one of the powerhouses of all college football.
You had Mark Richt, and then you got Kirby Smart in 2017. The playoff run happened, and they've been slowly building up ever since. They got to the national title game, they won it back, they won it, and now they're where they want to be, and where some of these other programs are trying to get to. Yeah, Oregon is obviously not there yet.
LSU needs to look at that.
Well, they did. They got Brian Kelly.
They won't.
Their family.
Didn't he coach there before, too?
No, Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame for 15.
Who was I thinking? Who was before Coach O?
You were thinking of Les Miles. That's who you're thinking of.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, this is our final game to talk about college-wise.
Oh, is it?
Do you want to mention, though,
sure?
We can keep going.
We got one more. It's a D2 game.
We're not talking about Northwestern on here.
Please.
I mean, that could be its own separate show.
It's not going to be that long of a talk. Nebraska beat North Dakota. Proud of them.
It took every ounce of effort for Nebraska to win this game.
Nah.
It was 7-7 at halftime.
Hey, yeah, that's what he told me. He said they just kind of, after that, they picked up the pace. They were good to go.
Yeah, and then it was 17-17 in the third quarter.
And then 38-17. So we're good.
And then Nebraska slowly pulled away. But,
they have.
I don't know what Nebraska's doing over there in
Their
Lincoln.
Their win percentage didn't go down, though. It went down to like 80. They were still like.
Yeah, it's a tie game, and the win probability chart still had it as an 83%.
They play OU next week.
Yeah, well, they got Georgia Southern this week.
I'm going to that game. So.
Yeah, you'll have to give us a report on how Nebraska looks in person.
I'll take pictures.
There you go. You can take pictures. We do show and tell.
That's about all.
Here's where I went. Okay, here's where I went.
All right. Let's keep it going. Let's see what else we got. Bills versus Rams.
But, Bills versus Rams. Thursday Night Football is here. Going to be a fun one, obviously. Bills are a 2.5-point favorite in this one, over under of 52. NBC, of course, carrying it. Thursday Night Football, all the football beginning on Thursday night again, as you'd expect.
Bills are going to win.
I think so, too.
Bills are going to win by 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I think the Bills are going to win as well.
Yeah,
So there we go. There's our predictions. I was kind of hoping to drag that segment out more, but we both agree. So I guess that'll.
Got to. I'm telling you, Bills are going to win.
Yeah,
Either that or Los Angeles pulls something out of their butt.
Yeah.
But let's keep this going. Let's get through these quick, man.
I mean we'll be back Thursday to break down next week, preview everything, recapping. I'd say we're done recapping here.
100%.
We've done everything we need to do. So I guess final thoughts, JD, for you on this first college football Saturday, first legitimate one where everyone's playing, not the week 0 in August. But I will give you the floor if you want to talk about Northwestern now.
We can pull it up on here.
Okay.
Pull it up. I want to look at some things because
Okay. Well,
it's on ESPN. The stats should be on there. Well, you did tell me
yes, I told you.
Southern Arcs thing broke and they didn't.
Yeah.
We have our stats.
We have our stats, but doing a rare Northwestern update, like I said, the box score we don't really have. We only have it for the first half.
Yeah, final score was what, 62-31?
62-31. So we both watched or listened in some capacity.
Yep.
Northwestern obviously getting beat 62-31. That is the biggest loss of any of the teams in the Great American Conference in Week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Division 2, if we want to go look quickly around the GAC.
Let's do that because we don't really have anything to go off of, and I'm not going to trash this. Oh, did you hear about the kid from Ouachita?
Yes, I did hear about that. Thoughts and prayers, of course, out
Sorry
to that
about
community.
Dude, does anyone know what happened?
I don't even know what happened there. All I heard was that
Sorry
player
to hear,
passing
guys.
away. Yeah.
Really?
But looking at it, as I have to find it because the Great American needs to update their website to separate things earlier. But looking at final scores from around the GAC, 62-31 Southern Arkansas over Northwestern. 40-26 Arkansas Monticello defeats Southern Nazarene.
Yeah.
29-12 Harding defeats East Central.
Whoa, what?
In double overtime, Southeastern beats Arkansas Tech 41-34.
No.
Ouachita Baptist beats Oklahoma Baptist 42-32, and Henderson pulls away late to beat Southwestern 30-13.
I told you last year Southwestern was going to be good once they got a quarterback.
Yes.
I remember talking about this.
Yes.
I swear, if they can get their final quarter figured out, Southwestern's. I don't want to say it as a Northwestern guy,
Yeah.
but it's like Southwestern's going to be a good team.
Yeah.
They're not going to go 0-10.
Yeah, they're not.
Or
They're not going
0-11.
0-11.
0-11. It's not going to happen this year.
They'll beat people. They'll beat somebody.
Hope it's not us.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to say
It's a rivalry game.
Yeah, we're going to pull away. We're going to beat Snoo. I know that.
I don't know. It's at Bethany. If they're playing Monticello close, imagine what they could do.
Even at Bethany, man. I'm telling you right now, the atmosphere in Bethany, Oklahoma is not.
Hey, they might get 2 rowdy guys going.
I played there. All right,
That's why I said 2.
Let's just be honest. It was not good.
Well, what do you mean? They averaged 1,000 people.
They had more fans. No, they didn't.
That's what they put on their thing last year.
Lie. I've been there. It was like 300 at most. I played there. When we played there and we played Northwestern, guess how many people we had in the stands?
Like 10.
There was like 60.
Okay.
Most of them left at halftime because we were down by 20 anyway.
There you go.
So it was a rough time. Southeastern, that makes me angry. Them versus Arkansas Tech. They should have beat them by 70.
Yeah, well, Arkansas Tech's one of those. I know I'd
Sneaky
heard
teams.
it. Yeah, they're a sneaky team.
Yeah.
They'll get up on you or beat you if you're not expecting
It's
it. But
yeah, dude, like Southeastern last year was in the talks for the playoffs
yes,
after winning no games in 19.
yeah, they're
We
making a
beat them.
turnaround.
We were down by 20 and we beat them when I was at SNU.
Yeah.
That tells you something.
Mm-hmm.
And then for them to come out and win 8 games,
Yeah.
the only people they replaced were, I think, their defensive coordinator
Mm-hmm.
and their strength coach. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's what I was told, but
Yeah.
I might be wrong. But they didn't really change anything.
They didn't.
They changed their scheme a little bit.
Mhm.
They definitely changed their scheme because they were pulling some stuff out. They picked up some players. They picked up a dude from Piedmont that I know.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, big bulky dude.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up a running back, a few guys. It was crazy.
Yeah, I bet so. But that will officially do it now. We did our GAC recap.
Henderson State versus Northwestern on Saturday.
Yep, that is Saturday,
Here.
6 o'clock at Ranger Field. It is a blackout. I saw that on the announcements today.
Not going to be able to be there.
They want everyone to wear black. Blackout the Valley is the official tagline for that game. Hopefully, those of you that can be there will be there. Should be interesting. I want to see Northwestern be the best they can.
They need to.
I mean, they need to have all the support we can there. But other than that, that will do it for tonight's show. We thank you for tuning in again today. If you joined us for part 1 of today's show, we are happy you joined for part 2. If not,
get some exposure, man. We got to get this out. We got it. Hey, we got it. Don't worry.
Okay. We got it. Okay, there we go.
I'm
glad. I'm glad you appreciate it, JD.
I'm more here for comedic relief than anything.
Okay, there we go. At least you know your role, I guess. That's the best thing I could say. But
I try, dude.
You do try, and I do give you credit.
All right, let's get this.
All righty. But for JD Eddy, I'm Cade Kennedy. If you enjoyed what you heard this evening, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at NWTV7. And as always, have a good one, everybody.